Welcome to Life LChaim. On today's show, we visit the Coral Springs, Florida Art Gallery to talk about Jewish art, and Judy Azulene will be in studio to tell us about Jewish adult education. We'll be right back after these messages.
Thank you for joining us on To Life LChaim. Tonight we have a very special show for you. We're at the beautiful Coral Springs Museum of Art, and for a very special exhibit on Israeli artists. Just some tremendous talent you'll see tonight, so please join us. We're excited to have with us is renowned artist, David Schluss. Sir, it's a privilege to speak with you today. We're here in front of one of your beautiful pieces, Harmonious Stance. David, when did you get started with your art?
As an artist, or as the little boy?
As a little boy, when did you know that you were going to be an artist?
I think like at the age of 8, I think, when I went to school, and those two little girls were sitting just in front of me, and I used to pick up the sweaters, different colors of sweaters that they came, and build up little colors, little animals and stuff like this. I still have the copybook with me. And that's how I think I had the urge, I had the feeling of the coloring and forms and everything.
Do you remember the first time that you drew something and you went, wow, or somebody who was an influence to you said, wow, you can really be somebody?
Well, the biggest influence were my friends. When they saw anything I did, they said, wow, this is great. It gave me the courage to continue, and until today, as a matter of fact. You know.
And how did you start? Because I know color is one of your trademarks today, but you didn't start with color.
No. Well, yes and no. Okay. You know, because the sweaters were always different colors. You see. But later on, with the forms, I work with the forms, and the forms actually gave me the colors.
Mm-hmm. When you say forms, talk about what.
Well, you have a specific painting here. You see dancing, music, the form of the musical instrument. Look at this. I felt like, oh, this form can be with reds, strong red. The person will be with yellow. The bottom will be with blue and greens, and you know, it depends on the moment of the feeling when I think about an idea or I think about a certain drawing. You see, then the colors will come.
Mm-hmm. Do you see a picture?
Do you
see a picture entirely finished in your mind before you start?
No, I don't. As I paint, I see the colors. You understand? It grows on you. Right. It grows on you and grows on you. And at the end, I have to back up and then look at it and just retouch it here and there.
And certainly your trademark, I think what you're known for, is that you don't use a brush. You use your fingers and your palm.
When I say my fingers, I use pieces of clay. Mm-hmm. You see, every clay will be different colors. These will be my brushes. You understand? And sometimes I will paint also the line, and I will paint with the tip of my fingers, because the epidermis, when I go like this, you can see the cracks. I feel with my fingers, I feel the cracks. Mm-hmm. You see the up and down on the canvas.
And where did that start? How did you start with your fingers?
I start with the fingers. I went to school in Montreal, École de Beaux-Arts.
You were born in Israel?
Born in Israel.
And then you emigrated to Canada?
To Canada with my parents. And then I went to School of Art, École de Beaux-Arts on Sherbrooke Street. The teacher told me to do a few things at home. Mm-hmm. So I didn't like what I saw because I couldn't do it with the brushes. I took a piece of sponge and I went like this, and the way the move of the sponge went, I saw the figure, excellent, the way I wanted to see the figures, and I said, forget about the brushes because it's not for me. Then this was the breaking day. This was the day of my life. then I started to paint with my, just with
Right.
my fingers.
So you were a
and
college
sponges.
student at that point in time. About,
Yeah.
about how old?
Yeah, 24.
24. And that was your breakthrough.
This is it.
And then from there, because you do have, most of your work, it's very evident, is so joyous, and there's such a positive
There is a
emotion.
reason. There is
Yeah.
a reason for that.
What is that?
I grew up in Israel, right? In Jaffa, in the city, town of Jaffa. And some years I spent in Jerusalem in a kibbutz called Tzuba, Kibbutz Tzuba in En Karen. That's the name of the place. And the kibbutz, the folklore of the kibbutz, the music, the surrounding of the kibbutz gave me the folklore, the typical Israeli folklore. And it shows on the paintings until today. No matter what I do, I always have the sense of togetherness, the music, and the dance of Israel.
Right.
And it shows on the art.
And so we have a lot of color in these, and then there's some other where you just use tones of a specific
black and
color.
white?
Black and
Black
white
and
or
white?
browns, right? You have some that
Yeah, well, sometimes I like to move to black and white. It gives a sense of artistic ability to have the urge to go to the coloring again.
right?
You
So it's not
follow
like you're
me?
in a bad mood that day. Like
No,
you
no,
really
no, it has
have
nothing
something
to do with bad mood.
Right.
I can do joy paintings and I am in a bad mood.
Really?
How can you
does that work?
explain that? you
Right.
know?
And we're gonna take a look at some of your sculpture, but you moved from painting to sculpturing.
Since I work with my fingers, with my hands, I realized that because of the background of the painting, that it's not flat, but it's interesting going all the cracks and everything else. I said, maybe I can do something three-dimension with my fingers.
Right.
And I took a piece of clay,
Clay, right?
work on it, work and until I find some form. And if you see the sculpture, that's what I came
Right.
with.
We're here with Rami Rockoff. Rami is owner and founder of Blue Galleries, and also the business agent for all the artists that we're seeing in this
Smart Publishing is
Smart Publishing as well.
the other company.
Very good. So, so being on the business side
Yeah.
of this, talk about how you make the decision to for the artists that you bring in that you want to promote.
I'm doing it since I was 15. I started doing it with my father. He owned the gallery in Tel Aviv, so I grew up in this environment. So I developed an eye for good art since I was a little kid. I was in the scenes of the opening of the shows in his galleries. All the time there were artists coming to our house, so since I was a kid, I remember myself in this business. Then I opened my own galleries in Israel, and I start selling them, and I came to America and I started selling my artists to other galleries as well, and it grew and it grew. And today I have few galleries, and I still have the company that represent the galleries, the artists.
Well, we're in front of Marcus Popples' work, and describe his work.
Marcus Badbull is a great artist. He used to paint on big canvases. And then one day he decided that he wanted to change the media and take his art to three-dimensional laser cut. And I saw it in one gallery in Tel Aviv when I was visiting in Tel Aviv. And right away I saw that it's good. So I checked about who is the artist. I get to him. And it's unique. It's different. The way he's doing the laser cut, the way he's putting the layers, the way he's painting. And when you see it, you see that it's something different. And this feeling that I felt, I want other people to feel it as well. Here we see Rina Maimon. Rina Maimon is from the young generation artist. She's the daughter of Isaac Maimon. The moment she finished studying in the Avni Art School in Israel, I took her and we started working together. What's nice about her is she's capturing day by day situations, like people drinking cafe together, playing cards, playing music, and she's doing it in her way, like in very colorful way and in very minimalistic line way. So when you see a painting, you see right away what she meant to do in her special structure of the figures. So she's one of the new artists that we just add to the group.
Now we're in front of the works of Harry Gutman.
Yeah.
Talk about Harry's work.
Yeah, Harry Gutman is a very good artist. He was born in Romania, and he immigrated to Israel when he was 20. And he had a very special technique that is a little bit like Modigliani, like the old masters. He was studying in Romania in the old school. You know, in those days it was like they took the art serious. He was like 5 years in an academic of art, and then he got his diploma. And I worked with him, and I had a great success with him. And then he's 80 today, so he slowed down with the years.
Right.
And what happened in the last 10 years, in Romania, they start looking for the old Romanian Jews artists that lived there and immigrated to Israel. They found him, and he came back to Romania. They make a big exhibition at the museum, and he became like very popular back in Romania, which makes me very difficult because it's very hard for me to buy his paintings today. But he became like, this is something that happened in the art.
Right.
That, somebody is forgotten, and then
They come back.
50 years ago, he's coming back 100 times stronger than what he was when he left. Now we're in front of a painting by Isaac Maimon. Isaac Maimon is one of the important artists that we represent. This series that we exhibit here, it's called the Dream Series. It's painting that he's painting from his unconscious mind. When I talk to him about it, he's sitting in front of the canvas, and then all kind of figures are coming out in an abstract way. When you look at the painting at the beginning, it looks like a total abstract. The more you look at it, you start to discover all kind of instruments, of creatures, of little details that are half surrealists that are coming from his mind, and he combined it together in a way that it's half abstract and half surrealism. The people who write about it say that it's like spiritual abstract. That's how they call this style.
And I don't mean to simplify it, but there's a lot that's like Children's Highlights magazine, where there's always a very famous picture at the back of it where you have to find what's been hidden.
Yes, yes.
And you can see birds.
You can see eyes, birds, fish,
Right.
and all kinds
Very
of creatures that
interesting.
you don't even know what they are. And
And it also has a very industrial feel to it
yes,
as well.
It has an industrial feeling to that because you see all kind of wheels and all kind of machines that he puts together, that it all in a harmony way somehow combined together. So we had success with this line, especially when we had the gallery in Aspen, Colorado. Over there, they loved this line, and it was one of our most successful line in that gallery.
So when you see this type of work,
Yeah.
and you know the man,
Yeah.
is the man like this in the way he acts in an everyday life?
The man, he's Isaac Maimon. He's a real artist. He can, when you see him, sometimes people think that he's homeless, the way he looks and behave and handle himself.
Right.
And when you get to the studio, you have the same feeling. Like he comes, one day he can make a great painting, and another day he can make a painting that after that he tears it apart. So he's like that.
We're in front of the beautiful works of Leonard Gogli. We're with Brian Nicely, the executive director for the Coral Springs Museum of Art. Brian, talk about the importance of what it means to your museum to have an Israeli exhibit like this.
I mean, it's really great to experience artists from around the world, and this being an international show, to really show what contemporary artists are doing around the country, around the world. This one, especially from Israel, is really important because it brings people in and gives another perspective that we don't have here.
And I know you've lived in certainly other places across the country. What makes, how do you decide to bring in one show versus another show based on where you might be geographically across the country?
I think it depends a lot on your audience, and we use shows here specifically for arts education purposes. So what can we use to teach from? So this is important from us because there's a breadth of talent here and different mediums that are used. So it gives us a great opportunity to show all those different mediums. But also the community here in South Florida is very Israeli-based. There are many different nationalities that live here, but this has been very popular for us, especially bringing new people to the museum that have never been here.
And what sparks the interest of the kids that you bring in?
Well, kids are kids. I mean, they look at something based on color, shape. They'll take something two-dimensional, make something three-dimensional out of it. They find creative in movement. They'll find things in paintings that everybody else doesn't see, but they see because they'll hone in on a certain shape or color or a size of something and really take and expand upon it.
Thank you for joining us on Life L'Chaim. You've seen some amazing work tonight on our show, and we hope that inspires you and motivates you to visit art in your local community and certainly support your local Israeli artists.
Joining me in the studio today is Judy Azulene, who is the Director of Family and Adult Education for the Orloff Central Agency for Jewish Education in Broward County, Florida. Judy, thank you for joining me today and being here with our audience to tell them about Jewish education. A little background for our audience. Your agency handles a wide variety of classes and clients. Give us a little bit of an overview about what Central Agency does.
Sure. We're basically an umbrella organization. We work with synagogues. We work with early childhood centers in synagogues. We work with also all their teachers providing professional development. We have the March of the Living runs out of our office from Broward County. We have Judaica High School. And we have my department, which is adult and family, where we run book reviews throughout the county in partnership with the Broward County Library. We have the Shalom Time Early Childhood Storytelling Program in conjunction with PJ Library from Federation that we've been joining with them on several programs, and that's bringing public education to the, Jewish education to the public arena, which we have programs for young ones in the public libraries. I also run an adult program called Midrashah, where we have a new curriculum called the Pillars of Judaism, and that's a 2-year basic education program for people wanting to learn more about their Jewish background. And then we hold graduate courses also throughout the county. We also have an Orloff Sage at Sea, which is our cruise program. We've done Jewish roots cruises throughout the world. We hold workshops where we work with the Global Day of Jewish Learning. And we just have various programs, really a potpourri for everyone in the county, from the very small to the mature adult. We offer Jewish education programs, and if we can't help you, we refer you and we try to get you into whatever kind of program you're interested in.
So how long have you been in Jewish education and what different venues?
I've been in Jewish education my entire life. I studied Jewish studies in college, and I've been working in Jewish education really off and on, leaving a little bit when I had children. I've been with Orloff Sage, which is the acronym for our agency, for 15 years. Started part-time, and then I became a full-time employee. And I enjoy it very much. I just am so gratified to work with adults and to help them connect with their Jewish roots, and also help them connect with other like-minded Jewish adults. They really form a family feeling with their peers when they learn. And it's wonderful to know that everyone is so grateful for the services that our agency offers.
Now, we all know that there's probably a direct correlation between positive Jewish identity and Jewish education. I don't think anybody would argue that there isn't a correlation. Over the course of your career, how have you seen Jewish education? How have you seen the paradigm shift in terms of Hebrew school, day schools, and even for adults, that you specialize in?
Well, we see things shifting demographically. We also see, I'm not directly involved with teens, but we do see the impact of the March of the Living, how much that has a great impact on teens when they go to the concentration camps and then they go on to Israel to see where Israel is today. We see that unfortunately, in Broward County, many of the synagogue populations are getting smaller, so we're trying to work with them to find creative new ways to build community schools. Our Judaica High School is a community school where the teens can go together. So we're trying to find different ways to engage adults. But I have seen that one thing that's very strong over the years is, especially since I'm in charge of adult education, I do see that many people just really want to continue lifelong Jewish learning, and that's very, very important to them. And so I don't think that has really changed at all with demographics or shifting. It's something that's really instilled in adults, that they just really want to learn more about Judaism.
So what aspects of Judaism? Tell me about the courses you offer in Midrash. What are the pillars of Judaism?
Okay, the pillars of Judaism, we offer 4 basic pillars. We teach them about ethics, we teach them about philosophy, we teach them about traditions, and that's a 2-year program, which is really just getting them to understand our traditions and our heritage. And then afterwards, in our graduate programs, students can opt to learn more about, say, Jewish philosophers. We've had courses concentrating on Buber and Heschel. We have a course now that concentrates on Shabbat, so the students can go in depth and really learn all the background involving Shabbat. That's a wonderful program. We're going to be offering this summer a course, Magic in Judaism, looking at Kabbalah. And we have teachers who are teaching about Kabbalah and mysticism. Then we also have your standard history courses. We've taught about the Inquisition. So really a wide variety of courses.
And on the far end of the spectrum, tell me a little bit about what you do for toddlers.
Oh, okay. Well, one of my favorite programs is called Shalom Time. We've been running that program for about, I guess, almost 14 years. We started out, the idea was to offer Judaism in public places. We started out in bookstores. We were in Borders, which sadly has closed in our area. And now we're in the public library. And what we do is we read stories to the students. It's really for infant from birth to about 8, because we have even the very young ones. When we sing and I play the guitar, they're just they just really love to hear the music. So we have young and we have older students up to about 8 years old who help me. But what we do is each month we have a different theme, usually concentrating on the holidays, or it'll be on Jewish values. Each month we portray that theme. I'll play my guitar, I'll read from a book, act out very silly, and we sing a lot of songs, and we have puppetry. And Federation, which has started the PJ Library program in Broward County, has also partnered with us in several of those programs. So we offer some of the PJ Library books. We highlight those in each session.
Very good. Judy, I want to thank you.
Thank you.
And if people want to find out more, is there a website they can go to?
Sure. It's www.orloff, O-R-L-O-F-F as in Frank, sage, CAJE.org.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's it for this edition. For more information on our show, please visit us on the web at tolifelchaim.com. I'm Lee Lazerson. Thank you very much for joining us. And to life, l'chaim.